I think there's been confusion related to your positions and presence here at Theory Underground. Somebody in the comment section, Ann told me about this morning. Someone in the comment section of the end of the era video, the stream I did a couple days ago, said that part of the issue we're running into here is that I have brought on to the team at TU someone who is a Trump supporter. This person said, you changed your main man into being a Trump supporter. So that was very, very different from the original because you had said for like a year that okay. And then it was kind of a really interesting comment. I couldn't really make heads or tails of most of it, but they are convinced that you are a Trump supporter. They use your name. And they said that and then someone was defending you, and then they said, no, he literally voted for Trump, and then said that you're like super pro tariffs. And I just want to give you an opportunity to clear the air here, since I know a lot of people look at these things.
Yeah, well, I have never voted for Trump. I've never voted for a Democrat or a Republican for president. I did say during 2020 that there was a left case against voting for Joe Biden. I did not tell people to vote for Trump. I told people to do whatever makes them feel best, which could mean voting Trump. It could mean voting third party. It could mean voting for an independent. It could mean writing in the name of a friend or staying home. What I told people to do was not to support Biden. Now, for some people, telling people not to support Biden is necessarily the same thing as telling them to support Trump. And all of those other possibilities are just ways of supporting Trump without voting for Trump. If somebody thinks that way about it, then I can understand why they would classify me that way. But I've never told people to support Trump or to vote for Trump. With regard to the tariffs, I am interested in what might be happening. I'm interested in the pivot to Asia, in the strategy and tactics the United States use, in the possible consequences of different strategies, different tactics. That's not to say that I am pro any particular approach or even that I am pro the pivot to Asia as such. I am interested in it because it's something that's happening, and I think that we have to analyze it and try to understand what's taking place, what it means. As part of doing this, it has been necessary for me to think about what it is that the administration is trying to do with the tariffs. So, what is their positive vision for what the tariffs could mean or could involve or could be? And then to think about how likely it is that that could be achieved. And in the course of doing this, I've had to argue with people who have not been interested in thinking about it and have just wanted to have a kind of easy dismissal of what's taking place as a kind of stupid thing that they don't have to think about. And so in a lot of my appearances, I have found myself having to explain the rationale of the administration for the policy, because many of the people who are opposing the policy have not taken it upon themselves to understand what is motivating it or what's driving it. And again, that can be mistaken for support of it. And that's unfortunate because really, if you were to ask me, what do I think should happen? I think that the United States and China should, in some way, shape, or form, come together and create new new trade rules collectively. I think the EU, the United States, and China should come together and negotiate some kind of new arrangement, some kind of successor system to the WTO or Bretton Woods. If you were to just ask me what should they do, the unfortunate reality is that that's not going to happen. They're not going to do that. And there's also not going to be some kind of attempt at socialism in the imminent near future in the United States or the European Union or in China that would transform in some way fundamentally the structure of the world system. So the things that I would like to have happen normatively are not on the table and therefore are not worthy of discussion if we're doing analysis. The things that I'd like to have happen, if I were to interject them or to
That's
insist upon
perfect.
talking
I mean,
about
that really
them.
is the soundbite. I guess it needs to be said sometimes because people, I think when you're not speaking normatively, a lot gets left to people's imaginations.
Yeah, and lately I've been trying to refuse to speak normatively a lot of the time because there's nothing that I normatively want that is anywhere close to happening. And to even try to pretend that anything that's happening is in any kind of proximity to what I normatively want uh, seems to me to be a complete waste of time and even more misleading. If I were to pretend I had any kind of normative stake in the Democrats or the Republicans at this stage, that would be deeply misleading. I don't see anything coming from any of the players that I like or am attracted to in any way. So,
What you just heard is an excerpt from Benjamin Studebaker's May reverse seminar at Theory Underground. You can access the whole thing by becoming a subscriber. And if you want to partake in the reverse seminars at Theory Underground, then you can become a gold or platinum subscriber. Thank you.